I just wanted to insert there quickly, Matt, because even I think the government had a problem with the U.S. having to do with I think it was about fuel and the price of fuel, and if government would be able to give them the money to, because this burn a lot of fuel, the boats.
Right.
But I think sometimes you see them on dried up, but most of the times I think.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Totally true
I cannot. I cannot say that it's totally true. Hello, talk to me. Hello, talk to me.
Yes, good afternoon, man.
Yes.
Blessing, and good afternoon, Mr. Chung.
All the telephone lines are going now. Yes.
Matt, did anyone tell Mr. Chung that even if the opposition has to pay for airtime on the national radio station, they don't get it, Matt?
Oh, I don't know again if this is true, because I was meeting with the manager of DBS a few weeks back, and he said that they have an open door policy. They may have an issue with what is discussed, but they have an open door policy as it relates to the opposite. That's his words. All right, thank you very much.
Matt,
yes.
they should not have any issue with what the opposition discuss. There should be it's an open door policy, so the opposition should be able to discuss whatever they see fit to discuss at the time. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.
Thank you. I'm just reporting what was said to me by the manager of the radio station. That's what I'm saying. Hello, talk to me. Doesn't mean that it is true. Yeah. Hello, talk to me.
Good afternoon to you.
Mr.
Chung, good afternoon to you.
Yes.
To Dominica, blessings, good afternoon to you.
Yes.
Mr. Chung, I just want to thank you publicly. I was not at the session, but I listened to you over the radio, and it was very inspiring. I want to say to you, you have a very beautiful country yourself, especially Ochi, because I have a sister who lived there, and I was there for the New Year's, and had a wonderful time in Jamaica. One of the things I want to chastise Mr. Mackenzie and Stuart Paris for is they know that you're cyclists. This weekend coming,
we have a big race.
A big race, and they should have informed you so that you could enjoy your ride in Dominica. But I just want to wish you all the best and hope to see you back in Dominica again.
I like that. What's that?
I'm actually the president of the Jamaica Cycling Federation now.
Yeah, we have a big race this weekend.
Yeah.
The OECS.
Yeah.
Well, they should extend your vacation and maybe send for your bicycle. You would have enjoyed that, huh?
Definitely enjoy that.
We have the budget coming up in the next few months. How much of a role does the private sector play in terms of the discussion that goes on before the budget? Is the private sector involved in that process?
Yeah, well, the government normally consults with us as much as they can. Of course, there's
a lot of consultation.
We started consultation months before, all the time, and it happened like that because what we find is that whenever there is no consultation, it causes a lot of issues after the budget is ready. It's not every time it happens though, and we don't expect that the government is going to consult with us on every detail. Because if you do that, you can give away advantages to certain people. So, but in terms of, discussing policy directions generally and that sort of thing, we always talk to the government about it. Because
so you would advise government to consult?
Yeah, man, because what it does, it cuts down on the noise after, so that you don't lose a whole month because of the whole noise that's happening after. So, always advise.
All right, thank you very much. Another phone call. We have just about 17 more minutes and we wrap it up. Hello, talk to me.
Matt?
Yes.
May I say a word, please?
You can say a word. You're talking to me, sir.
Last election, I campaigned for the Labour for the UWP.
Right.
And since that, the government have something against me. They said I should come back home.
So what's the point related to that discussion that we're having now, sir? I know you're the head of the Progressive Party, but we haven't discuss. Is it anything that you want to discussion? Anything you want to contribute?
Okay, thank you, man.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, talk to me. Hi.
Hey, Mr. Chung, good day.
Yes, hi, my brother.
Good day. Matt, I want to just thank the brother for coming here, one, and two, the many things that he has touched on.
Very open discussion,
yes. In terms of Jamaica, the interview yesterday with him, what he had at Fort Young. All these things, really and truly, if we don't take heed and listen and apply, we wouldn't get anywhere, because Jamaica was once in a predicament, and today I'm hearing him talking about political maturity. And even today when I heard him he spoke about his own maturity in terms of the civilians, where he votes on issues. vote the both parties before.
He said Dominica is his party.
No, exactly. No, he said Jamaica is his party.
Jamaica is, yes.
No, that is where we lacking. We are not nationalistic in that way to say a lot of people, they are not about Dominica, they are about partisanism. So this is a serious problem that we have, because when I heard the brother said that, I mean, it really touched me, because he spoke about the political maturity between the politicians and how they would do what they're doing, but they would have a drink together and stuff like that. You don't see that happening here anymore. It used to happen before, so we have lost that. Now, when it comes to his own maturity in terms of as a citizen of Jamaica, where he voted both parties, that is something very significant, because it shows that he has Jamaica at heart. Now, a few of us have Dominica at heart, because when you hear about the policies and you've seen what these people doing to Dominica, and we sitting there and you just hear people saying hooray, hooray, the country going to hell in a handbasket, and people still there in their parties and nonsense. So I think we have a long ways to go when I listen to Mr. Chong, because honestly, when it comes to this political maturity, my boy, we light years away. Have a good
Thank you very much. What words of advice, Mr. Chong, did you leave with the private sector in Dominica? You're going away in the next few hours. What words of advice going forward?
Yeah, it is that you have to, as a private sector, you have to be aggressive in terms of your business, and ensure that also, as I said, when I looked at the challenges that were sent to me, where they say about 50 challenges, and I looked at the list, most of them, as I said to Severin, were related to the private sector deficiencies. So one of the things I said to them is, before you go and represent yourself, make sure your house is clean. So at the PSOJ, for example, one of the policies we have is that we insist that our members are tax compliant, because I can't speak to the government about integrity and I don't have integrity. You understand what I'm saying? So we sort out ourselves first, but then also engage with the government in a civil manner. And I always say, elections are once every 5 years. When election time is going on, campaign and everything, but during the 5 years, you want to build the country.
Let's come together.
Support the government that is in place, and support them in doing the good things. And when they're not doing the good things, then you
tell them
to them, right? And that's how it develops. Because I know when the last election was called, one of the things that we did as a PSOJ is that we wrote to both political party leaders and said, listen, these 7 things must continue, right? So we want your public commitment that whoever wins, it no matter to us who win, right? Whoever wins, we want to know that these things will continue. And they came out and publicly supported it. Because for us, it shouldn't matter who is in power. As a private sector, it shouldn't matter. It should be the same environment going forward.
I had the former president of Dominica, I think it's Mr. Illard Williams, making a point last night, and I kind of asked early on in the day, but I don't know if Mr. Severin McKenzie took it on. The issue of all the groups, the private sector groups, coming forward with one message, but basically splintered, because it appears that it's coming from different directions. Should they present it as just, how would you approach it?
No, but what we do is that we have different things also, because we have all the associations basically in Jamaica and all companies. If there's a controversial issue, what we'll do is call everyone together and we'll consult on it and we'll arrive at a position. If we can't arrive at a position that everyone agrees with, then we'll leave it alone. And we say, okay, as an individual sector group, you go out and comment, right? But we always try to have that consensus, right? Sometimes they will come to us and say, boy, PSOJ, we need your help on this, right? We stay at a global level as the PSOJ, and then the other people might have their own particular issues that they want to deal with, the hotel association, for example. And we'll allow them to go out and talk about their particular issues. If they want support, they'll come to us and as a member body, and that's our duty as an organization with members. They will say, okay, we need the support on this. There are times that they come to us and we don't agree with the position. And we will say to them, listen, you can't hit out against the government on this because we don't agree because X, Y, Z. And then we'll come with a more retreated position. and maybe have discussions first with the government. And if the government don't listen at that point, then we'll go public with it.
All right, let's take another phone call there. Hello, talk to me.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, yes.
No, blessing. Good afternoon.
Uh-huh.
Hello, Mr. Chang. Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Welcome to Dominica.
Thank you.
And with you, safe flight back to Jamaica. Love you. Come again.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I must say that I just had lunch at a fantastic local restaurant named Guyav. Guyav. Yeah, man. Food is lovely, man.
Come back.
Yes.
Come
I
back.
wanted to say something.
Yes, go ahead.
We have an obvious divide and rule, or a high level of tribalistic kind of attitude towards people who supports who does not support the government. So within the private sector, you find the people, you talk about civil society dealing with the ills of society. It's not just for the parliamentary opposition or the journalists. And then you find people very skeptical or hesitant or quite reserved, not wanting to deal with political or social issues because all of a sudden you're being branded, and when that pie comes to be shared, then they're being very selective. So then you have the private sector now walking a very thin line. How do you watch that in the whole development of the private sector when they're being, how you would say, almost like penalized for not supporting the government? And I can tell you, it's obvious in Dominica, it's clear.
Yeah. Well, I can't speak to that specific issue. I mean, we've had those instances in the past. What I would say, I mean, I'm sitting at this restaurant, Guyav, and you know the thing that comes to mind to me? You don't have enough people. The more people you have, the better your economy is going to be. Right? Singapore, for example, has a very high population density. Right? So it is not how many people you have. You can't have too much people as long as they're productive. But when I was sitting at the restaurant and looking down on the streets, I'm saying, not enough people walking up and down and buying things.
Economy.
Yeah. You need
a reflection of what the economy is.
Your economy are people, you know. Right? So the more people you can attract. I mean, when I sit at the hotel at Fort Young and I look at the waterfront, you know what I envision? I envision tourists, 2 and 3 cruise ships and tourists just walking out.
I heard you said that yesterday.
You know how much money that?
But you made the observation.
You know, that's the issue.
Without tripping you, made the observation not seeing people moving around with any economic buoyancy, so to speak. What repels the whole thing? Because we have more people out than people in.
Yeah,
you have foreigners coming to reside, and
so therefore, I mean, one of the policy issues we're looking at now at PSOJ is the fact that how can we encourage people to come to the island as immigrant labor? That's what's built the United States, right? So if I were here, I would look at policies to encourage people to come here.
Interesting.
You spoke about the airport.
Tourists.
That was very
airport
crucial.
also. I mean, one of the things driving in, when I was driving in, I said, it's a beautiful island. But the problem I had is that it took me too long to get here. I had to overnight somewhere before I came here. You know, one of the things that our Minister of Transport works on consistently, whoever is there, is always signing new air transport agreements for more and more traffic to come into the country. Because the more people you have, is the more money is going to be spent. And the more money is going to be spent, is the bigger the pie. And the more, you know, people can do business within the country. You know, so I just looking down and saying, boy, you know, it's such a beautiful island. The place should be filled with people. I mean, I go to Cuba, for example. You go to Cuba?
No,
to Cuba. Cuba, even though it is a socialist country, but you go to Cuba, nights, Havana just filled with people walking through. A lot of tourists, a lot of people.
That's where the economy is.
That is the economy.
Hello, let's take another phone call. We have too much time. Sorry about that. Let's take this call. Hello.
Gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
You know, the problem with our population is that there are more people, there are more burials now than childbirths.
more burials now, Mr. Chung, than childbirth. You hear the young lady saying, me, I don't have time for baby. I don't have time to make baby.
So you're encouraging people to make babies now in this economy?
Matt, a machine doesn't make babies in a mat.
I'm asking if you're encouraging young ladies to make, women to make more babies.
But of course, because we're talking about the population. How is the population going to increase?
So how are you going to feed them?
Babies are not born, Matt. If babies are not born, the population cannot be increased, Matt.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying, how are you going to feed this baby, sir? How you say?
You can import people.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been asked about the CBI.
Mm-hmm.
The CBI, I think, is one way of doing it.
Right.
Importing people who have the means of capital and intellectual resources to the country.
But if they come into the country,
But
if you
but you want them to come.
You want them to come.
You want them to come because you want people here to make the
a very key point, Mr. Chung. I'm glad you raised that up. Citizenship by investment, and we're not seeing the investors. And for years, this program has been implemented. What in Dominica I talk about repelling? That is repelling.
Well, I don't know
investment.
What it is.
No, I'm not asking you to get into all the dirty politics. I'm just asking a rhetorical question, not necessarily to you. But I'm throwing it in the air because there is something that repels nationals and the foreigners. They come to invest, people come to invest in Dominica, and then they run off. Mr. Mackenzie have a lot of courage for remaining in business, and the brain drain is being precipitated by the policies of this administration, and not to get into that, because nothing in Dominica that have to do with some national background. Even foreign investors come and then they run off.
I don't know what the situation is. But let me give you an example though.
All right.
After the 1990s, we had FinSAC, the Financial Sector Adjustment, which is the basis of all our debt now. And the private sector was decimated in Jamaica. Right? Sometimes what happens, right, and I don't know what the situation is here, so I'm saying our experience, is that we locally are so engrossed with the problem that sometimes we don't see the trees, the forest. We're in the trees. And what happened in Jamaica is that a lot of foreigners came and invested. You understand what I'm saying? So I just playing devil's advocate now to your position.
But that's a very good point, because you have people with a lot of resources there, and their space of investment is very enclosed, very limited.
So because as I driving in, as I say, and I see the opportunities, I said, geez, if I wanted, I could come into Dominica, invest in some ecotourism, for example, right? Invest on the waterfront, right? But then I would go to the government and say, listen, let's devise a plan now how we're going to get people here to facilitate my business, which is why I speak about the access through the airports.
A lot of people are asking and keep asking, Mr. Chung, it's so difficult. Saying that, somebody said that to me this morning, it's so difficult to get here. Like you said, you had to spend one night out. Talk to the government about policies that will get people to Dominica. That's very important. How do we get the people here?
Well, very importantly, what Jamaica has done is we have very good port infrastructure. So we have 2 very good international airports. The one in Montego Bay is bursting at the seams right now, and it's carrying maybe about 4 million visitors a year.
Wow.
Right? Norman Manley is carrying about 3-point-something million persons a year. Right, and already it needs expansion.
So you have planes every day coming in.
Yeah, man. We have almost every international flight, and the key to it, which the Minister of Transport always try to do, is get direct flights. Because if you have a 2-week vacation, you don't want to waste 2 or 3 days traveling. You want to come straight. The other thing that we've done is built out greater capacity in our cruise ship ports.
Yes, sir.
So that the bigger ships can come to Jamaica. The biggest ship in the world actually came to Falmouth the other day. Right? So when a ship comes in, you have hundreds of tourists coming in and walking through the town. That is commerce.
Yes.
Right? So you have to, and as an island, you have to have great port facilities for people to come here. And I know it costs money, but when you put an airport in place,
it's an investment.
That's an investment for the
Somebody
future.
says here, just to sort of go against a point that you were making earlier, complimenting it in a sense. Population has its role, but cash flow is critical. St. Kitts has a much smaller population than Dominica, but cash flow allows the people to spend, and there's always activities all over the place. Yeah, you want to comment on that?
Yeah, that's true. So that is why I said the way you develop your people and the type of people you have is important. So, I mean, you might have 10 people spending $10, but suppose you had 20 people spending $10.
Somebody said, somebody's throwing a joke here, but I'll ask you anyway. It says, man, one thing I want to know from your guest. Is he married? I don't know.
Is that a proposal?
I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Hello, talk to me.
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
You see what happened a while ago? Someone said about the reduction of the working population.
Right.
People have to understand, we have a prime minister, a dictator, that is there for so long, and all what he is doing is giving only his friend's job. So by that now people are going away overseas to look for their future. And that is the main problem for why the reduction of Dominica working force have been going down like that.
Oh, we have a brain drain. That's what he's saying. That happens as well, huh?
Yeah, and for small island states, they're always going to have brain drains. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Okay. All right. We have a meeting. Mr. Mackenzie is just coming in to indicate to me that Mr. Chong has another meeting. All the telephones are going here, so it means that we're having a very interesting discussion. And I want to say again, Mr. Chong, welcome. But we're going to take one final call, and that's it. Hello.
Yes, but I'd like to ask Mr.
Yes.
Chong a question. What do you think about you spoke about investors coming in to invest. What do you think of the government getting Chinese to come in here to invest, taking a loan from China, and the Chinese have to bring in their own materials, and all the Chinese coming down here to work when it's the government that took a loan from the Chinese? What do you think of that?
Mr. Chong, what's that?
We have a lot of Chinese in the same thing.
The one China policy. China policy.
So there's no difference in Jamaica.
No.
You have the Chinese coming to bring their workmen there.
They bring their workmen, and I personally, I don't see any problem with immigrant labor coming in.
You don't?
Because what it does is it creates a more competitive environment. And since the Chinese have come to Jamaica, I think the productivity level of people have gone. What we need to do is stop focusing on the small pie and say, how can we expand it? So let them come in and do construction. Let more people come in. Expand the ports. Get the tourists.
But get the local workers involved.
Get the local workers involved. Train them. Get them involved. That's what we need to do. Because sometimes, when you're just defending the same thing all the while, it limits your imagination, and if you expand the economy, right, by bringing people here, by bringing jobs here, by bringing investments here, if I personally in Jamaica, I'd love the Chinese come in and build out everything. I don't have a problem with that. It create more job, it create more secondary money flowing in.
But the point is, just to wrap it up here, that a lot of people feel that they bring the Chinese workers and few Dominicans are employed.
Very, very.
Yeah, and you need to ensure that your people are employed, right? You need to ensure that. I agree with that. So there are certain things from a negotiation point of view. Our minister will say to the Chinese, well, we need to secure such and such jobs.
60-40, 70-30, yes.
Something like that. So you need to ensure that. But I don't see anything wrong with immigrant labor coming into countries. That's how countries build. That's how the US was built. On immigrant labor.
You lose your flight, and safe journey home.
Mr. Charlie, it was a pleasure. Come back sometime. Yeah, we'll stay in touch, all right? Okay. Mr. Mackenzie, thank you. Thank you. All right. Good luck with your meeting here. Okay. We'll continue talking. Hello, talk to me 204. Hello. That was the head of the private sector organization in Jamaica. Hello, Mr. Chong. Yes.
Something we forget to tell the man.
What we forgot to tell him?
The investors came here to build the international airport. They said 2 weeks at Fort Young. When the time comes to sign the contract, Minister Austri said he's not signing it. He refused to sign it. But David Bruni signed it. And when the main contract comes to build the airport, Dyer refused to sign it, Wilshire refused to sign it, and the Prime Minister refused to sign it. And it's a $3 billion project they will bring it here.
All right. I'll tell you what, Papi, I'm happy that you could call and share that with us, maybe information that we did not have. Blessings, very interesting discussion.
You know something? The brother is an eternal optimist.
Yes.
But reality is a hell of a thing, Matt, you know? And it is healthy to think that way. And I've always said the same idea in a different context leads to unequal results.
Mm-hmm.
What you need to look at is not the idea, it's in the context in which this idea operates. So in Jamaica, what is applicable? Is it applicable in the same way in Dominica?
Mm-hmm.
But remember Jamaica, how much, over 2 million people, maybe something more than that, or around that range.
6-something million.
Okay, in Dominica we have, let's say, about 70,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
Can we afford for the Chinese to come to Dominica with their labor and do all the work? And Jamaica is already miles ahead of Dominica. The policies of the government or the agreement with the Chinese and the Jamaican government, can we do the same in Dominica and say it's all about development? And the brother is I love his level of diplomacy.
Yes.
Because you don't want to get involved in the nastiness of our politics. So he's being
local politics.
Yeah, in our local politics. So he's being diplomatic there. He's avoiding certain comments and all of that. That is healthy. You're a stranger in a land you don't know what you're. I mean, the man come from Jamaica.
Right.
While Dominica is peaceful, he still do not want to come and turn anybody, you know, upset with him. But really and truly, I love his trend of discussion, the optimism and the level of inclusion and the multifaceted approach to development. And I think that is lacking in Dominica. We have a myopic view. If you're not red, you're better off dead. And that is what that is killing Dominica right now.
Hello, talk to me. Somebody was on the line here, but let's move on. 206, talk on the block. Hello.
Greetings, my brother. How you doing? And greetings to the gentleman in studio.
No, well, actually, he just left. He had to go to the airport.
Okay, but I'll still make my statement.
Make your statement, my brother.
I think it's a divine intervention that took place there by this brother coming on island, speaking to the nation. I think it's a divine intervention. Because now, if it was someone on island saying what he's saying, we would have taken for granted. The people would have taken for granted. So he now coming from Jamaica, and he's experiencing what Jamaica is going through, telling us, don't get in this situation. And I appreciate it started already because the lawyer now stopped the Minister of Tourism from doing something. So that I appreciate what they do. So it started there. And the lawyers and attorney got to realize they play an important role on the country development. And they now have to take responsibility if the country goes down. But what he forgot to mention to the police officers, how many police officers lost their life within a year in Jamaica because of that violence? So those police officers in Dominica should be applauding Dominicans for not being a violent country. They should be applauding us and protecting us and doing their job to protect the island.
But you know, Blessings, he was making a... Thank you, caller. He was making a very important point, you know, as it relates to the tribalism. In the 80s, a lot of people were killed in Jamaica. And I'm sensing, some people might not want me to say that, but I'm sensing that we're getting down in that time, the bad time of Jamaica, where people are now saying, you know, I will do this and do that. I know he was being very careful.
Yeah, I said he was warning though. He's an eternal optimist, but at the same time, man, reality is a hell of a thing.
Right.
And that is what you're saying it, and somebody, the trend, the direction, the trajectory on which we are heading, man. You could see all the signs and the semblances, or the indicators, or the signposts. That is where we are heading, man. Because listen to the utterances of. Look, you played Peter Sanger.
Yes.
You see how brutal these guys could be, divide and rule. You stay there and I stay there. But when you create that kind of society, what you're looking to create, Matt, is hatred and jealousy and blood and killing and all of that. But something...
And these days people are not really trusting the justice system.
No, but look at...
Are we really getting justice?
You look at, how do you call it, a wrongful death, some accident, some wrongful driving, some kind of thing. They have a term to describe it. But maybe killing somebody with a vehicle. Right. And the matter was thrown out of
reckless driving.
Reckless driving or something like that. And these things are just being swept under the carpet. And Matt, the level of ignorance. I said a few things. I am not afraid of death or nothing. But you see ignorance, you see greed, Matt. I'm fearful of those things to a certain extent.
Well, professors have always told me, and I've said that before, don't have a discussion with an ignorant person.
But Matt,
they will never understand.
And somebody with a blessing think is so smart. That is, and ignorance doesn't mean that you're uneducated. It's just that you're not aware of things and you don't want to know.
You've seen black and it's black alone.
That is it. And I'm about to say that. Matt, you listen to what Trump is going through in America. Lawsuits upon lawsuits and subpoenas and all kind of thing. The president of America. Dominicans don't want you, those who support Labour, to talk about the prime minister. You cannot do this. Matt, that is just madness. Everywhere in the world, people take the leaders to task. When the brothers say after election,
if you're wrong, say you're wrong, blessings.
The good things, you support it. The bad things, you take them to task. Right? Dominicans just want you to follow like a zombie.
Hello, talk to me.
They're following like zombies. Blessings. You make my afternoon because you come and keep Matt companion and you pass my messages for me to be gentleman. Thank you, Blessing. You are our hero on the outside.
Thank you. Let's take another phone call. 211. Hello. 449-3095. Talk on the block. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Matt. Good afternoon. Matt, your guest talk about political tribalism in the 80s.
Yes, in the 80s, that very present in Jamaica.
Yeah, and that's what has Jamaica in the position that they are in, Matt. I can tell you that is what is happening to Dominica. But when you say if you better red than dead, and Blessings is causing death by dangerous driving. Yes, that's what it is.
Thank you very much. Hello, talk to me.
Yes, hi, Matt.
Good.
Blessing, I know your guest has already left.
Blessings there.
Blessings is still here.
I always Blessing, voice of reason.
Yes.
You are just hitting the point right on the head, you know. You go through a season. Everything has got a season. When the time comes, it has to go through it automatically. So Dominica may not have been there, but it is actually on its way. And he was just being very, very diplomatic. I think he's aware of a lot more things than he's admitting, but just for keeping peace, he has to just, stay off the topic. But he knows very well what's going on, so that's why he's sending out that ominous warning, and it's up to the people to heed. But we know this regime does not listen to anybody, and I'm surprised they haven't taken him to task yet, like they did with Mr. Francis Savre. So it's just a matter of time, because whenever you don't speak in their favor, they're going to chew you up and just spit you out. So we're just going to have to wait for this.
Wait and see. Dominica, we're going to take a break. We'll come back and continue our discussion.
Dominica, get ready for one of the most celebrated Haitian compa bands, T-Vice! T-Vice! CPAF in collaboration with Typhus and Lido Baron Restaurants and Marin present the T-Vice live in concert on Friday, July 14th at the Strip Lade Coco 8 p.m. If you love T-Vice, you got to get loud. T-Vice! T-Vice! Also, Theo Cass, Elijah Bino, Dios Copa, Grand Black, DJ Bigger Sums and Marin, Prince Wallings and more. Partners include Digicel, TVS Radio Courts, Q95 FM, The Big Station, Deepex, Fine Food Inc. and more. Purchase tickets from Moonshine Pharmacy, Deepex Scholar Lab from now until June 30 at $40. July 1st to July 14th at $50. More at the door. T-Vice live in concert, July 14th at the Strip.
Staycation. Looking for a weekend getaway? A day out with the kids? How about a whale watch adventure? All this and much more awaits when you book a staycation this summer. Visit discoverdominica.com or call us at 255-8221 for details. Have you booked your staycation yet?
Staycation, 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 staycation.
Dominica, get ready for one of the most celebrated Haitian compa bands, T-Vice. T-Vice. CPAF in collaboration with Typhus and Lido Baron Restaurant St. Martin present the T-Vice live in concert on Friday, July 14th at the Strip Lade Coco 8 p.m. If you love T-Vice, you got to get loud, get loud. T-Vice. T-Vice. Also, Theo Cass, Elijah Bino, Dios Copa, Grand Black, DJ Biggest from St. Martin, Prince Wallings and more. Partners include Digicel, TVS Radio Court, Q95 FM, The Big Station, Deepex, Fine Food Inc. and more. Purchase tickets from Moonshine Pharmacy, Deepex Scholar Lab from now until June 30 at $40. July 1st to July 14th at $50. More at the door. T-Vice live in concert, July 14th at the Strip.
Timon like a chili, cake and flour for mama. What for father? Because my father is not afraid. My father took care, and I love my father just like my mother. Modi come to our Stefan's Home and Building Center at Fokoli and the Auto Center at Kinfield from the 13th to 19th of June. Because at our Stefan's, we believe fathers are people too. Special Father's Day promotion. Missy at the Home and Building Center Fokoli Nipot customer kidi pase $200 and over new chance to win at top of the line Makita toolkit and socket set Stanley if you please, and also hampers. And at the Auto Center Kinfield get 15% discount on all genuine Mitsubishi parts and 10% discount off on batteries. Now look at Papa Tire. Get 10% discount okay? Day tire for Papa and 15% discount if you buy 4 tire for Papa. A Stefan for Papa. Right place, right price. I can't wait to ship with Tropical.
Heard the great news? Tropical Shipping is introducing a weekly loose cargo LCL service out of St. Martin and the Dominican Republic and fortnightly service out of Trinidad. Yes, that's right. Your number one choice for shipping. Tropical Shipping has heard your call and will offer their reliable loose cargo LCL shipping services from St. Martin, Dominican Republic, and Trinidad to Dominica, commencing May 28th. To learn more, visit or call the friendly and professional team at Tropical Shipping at 448-1744, located on Goodwill Road next to Springfield Trading. Tropical Shipping, committed to island life. No shipment too big or small. We ship it all.
Just ship it Tropical.
Dominica, get ready for one of the most celebrated Haitian compa bands, T-Vice. T-Vice. CPAF in collaboration with Typhus and Lido Baron Restaurant St. Martin present the T-Vice live in concert on Friday, July 14th at the Strip Lade Coco 8 p.m. If you love T-Vice, you got to get loud, get loud. T-Vice. T-Vice. Also, Theo Cass, Elijah Bino, Dios Copa, Grand Black, DJ Biggest from St. Martin, Prince Wallings and more. Partners include Digicel, TVS Radio Court, Q95 FM, The Big Station, Deepex, Fine Food Inc. and more. Purchase tickets from Moonshine Pharmacy, Deepex Scholar Lab from now until June 30 at $40. July 1st to July 14th at $50. More at the door. T-Vice live in concert, July 14th at the Strip. Marquesa.
All right, we're taking more phone calls. This is the Talk on the Block. Very interesting discussion there we had with Mr. Chong, and of course, Blessings is here with us. Hello, talk to me.
Good afternoon, Matt.
Yes, to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Blessings.
Uh-huh.
Right. Matt,
yes.
Every level thinking person that comes to Dominica, and he's talking about development and advancing of a country, and talking about tourism, will mention to you an airport.
Yes.
Right. At the end of UWP reign, I went up for election. One of the things I had high on my agenda was for Portsmouth was a processing plant. everybody talks about a processing plant. Chavez came here and he said, what would you all like? We said, the Labour Party said a coffee factory. No, we have no coffee. We have no coffee. They build a coffee plant, etc., etc. What you're saying is how this government cannot see that Dominica needs a processing plant. Mr. Chong came yesterday, and one of the first things he spoke about was a processing plant. But every year, and season after season, we have mangoes going to waste, pawpaw going to, in fact, all dimension of fruits. Yet we have to import those juices. Now, I am saying that, and I'm seeing increasingly that it looks like this Labour Party government is on a mission to make Dominicans beggars. Because if there is a processing plant, Matt, all Dominicans will benefit from it. All Dominicans. There will be work. We won't have to import all those juices, etc., etc. And why this government cannot see a simple thing as a processing plant that will not cost that much money, right? Because when UWP went out, they had already spoken about 5 processing companies to come in and do a processing plant just before they lost the election. 5 processing companies, right? And they had to choose one from it. Dominica needs a processing plant, and a simple thing as a processing plant. How on earth that this Labour Party government cannot see that Dominica needs a processing plant? That's my take.
I don't know, but I'll tell you what I'm discovering that there was some processing plant down there in the Jubilant area that's now covered under some bush or something, or
it was an orange juicing factory.
Yes,
juicing plant.
This is no more.
No, I think Mr. Louis made a request to get it, but he did not. Something I wanted to say, Matt. Knowing how sinister and ridiculous and how these guys love to squander and using foolish psychology, Skerrit and Olive Olio, please do not try to invite Mr. Chong here, because all you did not hear him being critical of all you. Just to waste time and play games and say, you're going to get him as an advisor or to give all your ideas. All you know, you're going to get all the information and just shelf it. So please, do not embarrass the gentleman. He's not into our nasty little games. You see how the brother is talking? So please, do not go and invite him.
You think it's something they might consider?
Yeah, that is what that may be in their mind also. Because to listen to the way the brother is talking, the brother is not saying nothing, but he's saying everything. But because those who are yet to comprehend how the brother is watching things, they might say, that's a good man. Let me invite him here and make a grandstanding GIS mapping, DBS, and, make Savra McKenzie. And if they think they bring him here to embarrass us, he did not embarrass us. Guess what? Because they're feeding on the minds of the ignorance. Please, Skerrit, not to do that for me, please.
Why don't you refer to him as Mr. Skerrit?
I have no respect for that man.
None at all.
I call every youth man in the ghetto, yes, king, honorable, my lord, my brother. You see, Roosevelt Skerrit, not out of hate, because anytime you carry hatred, man, the person that hates you have easy access.
So you don't hate him?
The person that hates you have easy access to your soul, to your window, to your door, to your being. You see the whole obia nastiness. More you hate somebody, I think, I heard things said that, that brother, he's an advisor, Ray Harris. He said anytime you hate somebody and the person hates you, there's a frequency. So
don't allow him to get you.
If the person sends some evil thing at you, it is easy to access you because you hate the person.
You believe in evil, Blessings?
I know there is evil, and it is for real. How can somebody go to Haiti and kill you, man? How could somebody go and do the evil and give you a big foot? These things are for real. I mean, we are not hallucinating. It is for real. But what I'm saying, your defense against that is love. Anytime you have love, I have no hatred for Roosevelt Skerrit. But he's rude, he's ruthless, he's brutal, and he's dictatorial, man. And
are you not fearful?
He's abusive.
Somebody might say they might spoil Blessings.
No, but look at that, Matt. I tell you, I used to go to Guadalupe, Matnik, Marigal, and guns and marijuana. I used to be on the bush. A guy came with an AK-47, and I have a 12 gauge. I have a shotgun, a pump rifle, and his brother have a 12 gauge. And there was a standoff. And we stayed there. They pleaded with me to put down the gun. I was young and naive. When I thought it's to bow the gun down away from aiming at them, they tell me it's down to put it. And I saw them coming from afar. I say, had I now start shooting at them, but the man have an AK-47 with a bullet about long like that. When he press, he keep the hand on the trigger. Bullets just flying like it's a machine gun. You can fire one, but if you hold on the trigger. You
had the experience.
I have been.
You have been there.
A lot of nonsense. I don't just telling you one incident. And I am not supposed to be there, Matt. I think it's the grace of God why I'm there. And I'm saying nothing is going to scare me. And I'm always that person that standing up for other people. From the time I'm small, my mother can tell you, 9 out of 10 fights is never my fight, it's somebody else's fight. But because they have been advantaged, I in the fight. So now I grow up, I have the same nature. I hate to see people abuse people and take advantage of people.
We'll take a break, we'll come back. This is the Talk on the Block.
ISA Trading Limited has just received a shipment of top quality instant whole milk powder in 25 kilogram bags at the best price in town. Special price only $276 per 25 kilogram bag and wholesale price $290. Visit ISA Trading Limited Wholesale at 106 Independence Street or check out our distribution center in Canefield today.
The stage is set for the 6th annual NCCU Kadas Lipso Show, Portersville, Savannah, November 2nd, 2017. Come see top performances by Kadas bands and individuals and the Kadas legend. It will be massive. The 2017 NCCU Kadas Lipso Show, Portersville, Savannah, November 2nd, 2017. The legacy lives on. Make it a date.
Are you looking for a special gift for Father's Day and you don't know what you want to offer him? Come to Astafans and benefit from our multitude of discounts. From 13th to 19th June, get 15% off on men clothing, 10% off on men shoes, and 10% off on all electronics and appliances. For our supermarket fathers, spend $75 and more and get a chance to dip and win for amazing prizes. So visit us today at Astafans in Roseau.
Happy Father's Day from Astafans.
Terms and conditions apply. Astafans, right place, right price. Right price.
Caribbean Hype 246 2017. Your official international passport to soca music. Saturday, July 1st, and it all kicks off at 8 p.m. Performing live. Major Mystic. Hype DJ. Also on the lineup, DJ C. Your band. Triple K International. The first Serenade band. Performing straight from Trinidad. Traveling the voice. Lyrical. GBM Neutral. And from Barbados, Hyper Sound. This is one event you don't want to miss for the summer. Saturday, July 1st. Tickets cost $30 in advance, $40 at the door. Ultimate VIP cost $200. Get your tickets today at the Wheat Church main office. Real beer is the Caribbean. Fun, entertainment, music, love. Caribbean 246. Responsibly. Your soca passport. See you there. I can't predict the future, so I'm taking this full flight.
Nature Island Cruise 951 on Live 95. Every day, Monday to Friday, exploring the sights, sounds, happening talk on the blocks, healthy lifestyles, and culture of Dominica. Enjoy daily giveaways of valuable products and services from leading businesses on the Nature Island of the Caribbean. Stay locked and immerse yourself in the breathtaking views from above the undulating hills and valleys, and in the magnificent marine adventures beneath our Caribbean Sea. All this and more on Nature Island Cruise 951 on Live 95, only on the big station. Get a taste of the enchanting Creole and indigenous cuisine and lifestyles of the charming people of Dominica. Experience the dynamic rhythms of our culture, music, and entertainment, our vibrant, unique niche agribusiness products, our refreshing range of colorful flowers, and the fabulous foliage in our horticulture. Explore the prolific life-sustaining values of our natural foods, herbal teas, spices, and medicines. All this and more on Nature Island Cruise 951. Every day, Monday to Friday, only on Q95, the big station.
ever, the OECS Cycling Championship will be held in Dominica. Come Sunday, July 2nd, the cyclists from Anguilla, Antigua, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, British Virgin Islands, and the host country, Dominica, will ride their way into the record books, calling all Dominicans along their cycling route to come out and witness for yourselves. Share, support, and encourage Team Dominica, including Bram Sanders and Daddy Chess, Mills, Garon, and the boys, as they bang Kukush, punch around the corner, waiting their option to navigate and negotiate the road as they compete with boring speed on Sunday, July 2nd, starting from the Porterville Savannah, all the way to the entrance of the Caprettes National Park and back to Porterville Savannah. It's a 60-mile circuit race, and it's Laughly Show, a race of fitness and endurance. Come out and support the first ever OECS organized cycling championships in Dominica, sponsored by the Dominica Olympic Committee, Fine Foods Inc., Sprinkle Trading, S-Smart, Anchorage Hotel, Burton and Company, Ronald Charles Chambers, Marp and Flow, DBS, Kyrie Q, and Vibes FM, Government of Dominica, official championship water, Lupia Spring Water.
Okay, we'll come back and we'll take a few more phone calls. Don't forget, we are wrapping up at 3 o'clock. I know sometimes you sit at home and you want this discussion or the talk to last forever. I'm here until 3. Hello, talk to me. 44930. Somebody's calling me yesterday, said, Matt, why don't you stay until 4? Next time I'll get another request until 5. You understand? Talk to me.
Yes, good afternoon, brother. Good afternoon.
How you doing, my brother?
I just mentioned
Zed Lloyd.
What's that?
I'm mad at myself because I did not know that you were going to interview this brother, man. My phone's been messing up. You see, man, you can't have somebody come and talk about Jamaica and not talk about culture.
Okay.
You see, I've been doing a paper on culture and development in terms of Dominique, and this was a perfect example. You see, because Jamaica had eras, an era where there was a lot of industry in Jamaica, but money was going out.
Yeah.
Alumina, bauxite, all these things, but all the money was going out. When Jamaica started seeing money staying in was because of its culture. You see, and it's the music industry that really changed that trend. And the 2 case studies I've been doing is Jamaica and Trinidad. Even Marshall, you see, when you create international people, when you create a culture, it's not just tourism, you know. You have to create something endemically that people are aware of you, and then they start coming to your country. And so culture, our music, our artists are a critical part of beginning that transitioning back to development. You have these things, they create people that people know. Marshall, right now, you have thousands of people going to Trinidad for Carnival, not because of Carnival, not because of Trinidad, but because of Marshall. You understand? So our music, I mean, I know the brother is in terms of industries, but the music, you see the culture, the sports. We have to
what about people who say that some of our artists do not portray the international flavor?
Well, that is development. Jamaicans were there. I studied the whole thing. They were there. They had the same complaints. That is a process. As you get better production, better studios, better facilities, more people travel. That is a process. But we can help that process by putting more money into these artists and these productions. I see we have a thing in the CBI in regards to culture. And there's $1 million and people on platforms talk. What is $1 million? $1 million to grow a artistic sector is a joke. A joke. You have one play that requires $500,000 to be able to play so they can win Tonys, so it becomes international. $1 million is a joke. Artists supposed to get about $200,000 so they can do productions, they can work with international producers, they can travel. That is how you develop sectors. And so that was critical in Jamaica, this issue of developing a culture that made people aware. Where is this place? Who is this country that's producing this kind of thing? The Hussein Bolts come. People want to run down there and see the place. So as we focus on these businesses, we have to understand a critical structure in turning Jamaica around was the movement of culture and becoming an integral part of that society. And Trinidad is going through that very cycle right now. You have international people coming down to make beats in Trinidad, to work with Trinidad and producers because of people like Marshall. So I want us to just understand our culture, or whatever it is, Bouillon and whatever it is.
Very, very, very important point. Of course, our good friend Zed Lloyd there. But I want to open a discuss with you this afternoon that I had a little discussion with. I read up on this afternoon. I found very, very interesting. Stay on the line. Let's see if we can talk about this, because I'm reading one of the blogs here that Q95. Let's see if we can have that discussed. Yes, Q95 advertised on Q, and that is the whole truth, that we had a discussion we're going to have a discussion in New York with the likes of Zed or Mr. Lloyd sometime on the weekend. Somebody's asking here in the blog, Mass in the Cemetery, why now? Can you answer that question for me, Zed?
But I freaked out when I saw the article, you know?
Yes, I was wondering what's that about, Mass in the Cemetery.
And the insinuations. You know, the thing is, I wasn't the initial impetus in setting this thing alight, you know? Brother Baron touched base with you. The conversation ensued. You reached out, Baron reached out. We made the Sam Raphael thing happen. It had nothing to do with no government.
Where's government getting involved in that?
I tell you, my family, my sister, and all kinds of... Boy, I mean, that's only what I lament about involve that level of family nonsense in that, because I go through so much stress already just for taking a political stand. You know, it creating stress between me and my, you know what I'm saying? And I'm here carrying this weight. I don't even need to carry that weight, Matt. I don't even need to. And for them...
All we're about, Mr. Lloyd, is just to have some discussion. What is this about?
That's it. An objective conversation. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get, you know, Raphael to really, but I think that enough questions and conversation has been prepared that can dig. And if there is refusal, I think there is truth in refusal also. So the idea is to engage, because in Dominica we're engaging from separate sides. And I think the brother from Jamaica touched it. And Brother Blessings, I like how you put it in terms of he being kind of objectively cordial, how you put it. But
diplomatic, yeah.
I think we all can learn from that blessing. You see, because part of our struggle down there is they have been so repetitive on the confrontation that it has almost numbed the people. And we can learn from that, brother. We can try to shape that conversation a little less confrontational, make it fresh, make it new, so people can listen to it again. I think that is what
it doesn't always have to be politics, you know?
Exactly. And so that is what I think we can take from that conversation that is happening, that by rearranging, by stepping back and rearranging, maybe we can get the very people who are not listening to get engaged. That's what this something is about, an objective process of trying to get engaged. Will it be successful? I don't know, but I can tell you, I'm gonna, you know.
And because of the very controversy itself, I think a lot more people will come to that discussion on Saturday night.
Exactly, and the issue is the conversation really wasn't even about people coming, you know. It really was about Dominica in terms of a round table, and we get it on the air, because it is about Dominica. We can be diaspora, we can be wherever we are. It is about Dominica. And so I think we can learn from this brother. There's sometimes we need a little diplomacy to be able to cross that divide. And we have such a divide in Dominica now that we need sometimes to take a different approach.
And sometimes we have to get outside of our own circles and we can learn.
Yes. And that's his language.
I just laughed, you know, when I saw that article.
I know, man. I didn't want to answer it. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe the man is stabbing me that way. Me, man.
Right. Take care. Good luck on the blessing.
I like it. You're sounding good on the mic too.
Thank you very much. We're going to take a break and we'll come back right after this and take some more phone calls. It's not always about politics.
Looking for a weekend getaway? A day out with the kids? How about a whale watch adventure? All this and much more awaits when you book a staycation this summer. Visit discoverdominica.com or call us at 255-8221 for details. Have you booked your staycation yet?
Staycation.
All right, it's 2:38 in the afternoon. Another phone call. Hello. All right, sorry. Call again, 449-3095, 449-3096. Blessings. He's left the building. He had to attend to a few things, business. And so he's no longer here with me. So it's 22 minutes before the 3 o'clock hour in the afternoon. We'll continue to talk right after this.
Dominica, get ready for one of the most celebrated Haitian compa bands, T-Vice. T-Vice. CPAF in collaboration with Typhus and Lido Baron Restaurants and Manet present the T-Vice live in concert on Friday, July 14th at the Strip Lade Coco, 8 p.m.
If you love T-Vice, you got to get loud.
St. Martin, Prince Wellington, more. Partners include Digicel, TVS Radio Court, Q95 FM, The Big Station, Deepex, Fine Food Inc. and more. Purchase tickets from Moonshine Pharmacy, Deepex Scholar Lab from now until June 30 at $40. July 1st to July 40th at $50. More at the door. Device Live in concert, July 40th at the Strip.
Somebody just reminded me there, just a quick educational tip. The current population of Jamaica is 2.8, or a little over 2.8 million, okay? As of Thursday, June 15, 2017, based on the latest United Nations estimates. We're asking about the population there of Jamaica. Hello. 4493095. A lot is happening for Father's Day, and we have to keep reminding you of this.
Timun like a chili. Cake and flour for mama. What for father? Because my father is not afraid. My father took care, and I love my father just like my mother. Muddy come to Stefan's Home and Building Center at Fokoli and the Auto Center at Kinfield from the 13th to 19th of June. Because at Stefan's, we believe fathers are people too. Special Father's Day promotion. Missy at the Home and Building Center Fokoli Nipot customer Gidi Pasi $200 and over new chance to win. At top of the line Makita toolkit and socket set Stanley if you please. And also hampers. And at the Auto Center Kinfield get 15% discount on all genuine Mitsubishi parts and 10% discount off on batteries. Now look at Papa Tire. Get 10% discount okay? Day tire for Papa and 15% discount if you buy 4 tire for Papa. Stefan for Papa. Right place, right price.
Well, we're just being told that we were not on top of that one. The case of treating that was brought by Antoine Defoe and Mr. Mervyn, who won their seats, I think we have to and the 14 other DLP candidates who won their seats after the December 8th, 2014 was earlier this week adjourned in the Magistrates Court to July 13th, 2017. Somebody's asking, how did this happen? The claimants have been waiting a judgment from Judge Bernie Stevenson Brooks since May 2016 after the matter went before her judicial review. A decision was taken and the matter was sent to the Magistrates Court without the knowledge of the claimants. I don't control the judge system. I can't tell you, or the court system. I can't tell you why that happened. Hello, talk to me. 242.
When people speak about Jamaica,
yes, sir.
They think of Bob Marley, man.
Yes.
And they also think of great cricketers, George Headley, Michael Holding, Lawrence Rowe, and many, many others. And they speak of Sabina Park, and they speak, of course, marijuana mart, because Jamaica is a marijuana country. And then the agriculture is big in Jamaica, Blue Mountain coffee, and of course bananas. And as the partner said, almost 7 million people come to Jamaica yearly with 2 big international airports. So Jamaica is on the world stage map.
Yes, they are on the world stage as we speak. It's 242. Hello.
The botanical gardens.
Yes, and moves to you put through concrete.
But that shouldn't be done at all, Madam. I'm not in favor of that. Why they didn't take like stones in the garden cell, like make a cobblestone
and be creative.
A walk path with cobblestones that it would be looking a lot more inviting than putting concrete there, Matt. But you know, botanical gardens is not the botanical gardens it used to be before, Matt. Matt, you know, you couldn't walk in the botanical gardens bareback, Matt. Mm-hmm. You had to walk with a shirt and a long pant on. You walking through the botanical gardens, Matt. Matt, the botanical gardens had its beauty, Matt. But it's botanical gardens, sometimes I'm looking at the tourists. I said, what are they looking at? It haven't got the real beauty it used to have before, Matt. Mm-hmm. Like a botanical garden right now, like a car park. People had their children going, people always used to have their children going to convent school. They would pick up their children at the front of the school. But now people see that they can only park in the gardens to pick up their children. That shouldn't be at all, Matt. Then people turn the botanical gardens upside down from what it used to be. Might be coming out from river, living Bath Road, and you're passing through the botanical gardens. Uh-huh. And you have a pail of clothes in your hand, wet clothes. If you see security guard coming and he see you coming, He would make you walk much back out of the botanical gardens. Man, not even trucks that could pass in the botanical gardens, man. They had a speed limit in the botanical gardens. And now there's a highway, all kind of way.
But they say that they will say that we're living in the internet age, huh?
No, man, that doesn't make it. What about you going to other parks in big countries?
And you have to pay.
You have to pay. And what you see in the botanical gardens, Matt, have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. It's 2:44. We're just having a talk here and talk on the block. Good afternoon. Hello.
Hello, Matt. Good afternoon. How are you doing today, Matt?
My good. All right. How you doing?
I'm good, Matt. Just Marshall is doing good.
Okay.
Matt, I heard Mr. Lloyd spoke of actually selling what we have and marketing it.
Uh-huh.
So that, we can attract tourists and attract people from the outside, Matt. And Matt, it just boils to me that have we ever looked into what we have that can really attract people, not just the music, but in terms of our terrain, in terms of our atmosphere, in terms of, you could probably say beaches, you could say, our agriculture. Have we really dug deep enough, Matt, to really see what we can sell? There are certain small things we have, Matt, that according to how we push them, we show them off, Matt, they can sell the whole of Dominica.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what we have to now look at, because we are selling passports. Are the passports really selling Dominica? That is something, again, we have to look at. It might be more putting us in some predicament than it's really bringing business itself to Dominica.
I'm just asking the question I asked that to a lawyer this morning that we're having to discuss. Where are all the investors?
And really, Matt, that is what I'm saying, Matt. Is it really selling Dominica? And that's what we need to do to drive business in Dominica. We must be able to present something that will not sell just ordinary selling, but it will sell the nation. It will sell its people. And when you can identify one thing that can sell well, Matt, because you have added items, Matt, it's most likely that you can have growing sales because you have other things that particular thing drawing people in. They will throw their eyes on other things, and then you'll find buoyancy. Then you'll find where, Matt, you have a developing community and country. But Matt, when you're talking sales, Matt, no matter how small that thing may be, Matt, if that small thing can attract people, Matt, it can do a lot for you. And you should invest in that which is selling more. Once you have one thing that is selling more, Matt, you must put money into it, because, in other words, that is what is driving your business.
2:47, I had a really nice discussion with Mr. Chong, and off the mic he said, Matt, you should come to Jamaica. You would do very well there. 2:47, I just laughed. Hello, talk to me. Mm-hmm. Yes.
What's up, my brother?
Good, my brother.
Well, Matt, that's why I will always spend my $3. Because when I hear people talking and criticizing people that come from another land and educating us while they're trying to bring us down on how good that our soils are, and it is still virgin soil, Matt, I feel ashamed of bad marketing, Dominica. Because I'm trying to advocate a little bit for the children. For instance, we talk about the gardens. Matt, I've been telling them that when the parrots and them is in wait, we fence up the place and we cannot see the parrots. So we build a little structure and we go into the wildlife and we bring some pigs, some goats, some whatever, and we make it. That's what we have. That's our natural things that we bringing in. Before we used to have exhibition, I used to wonder where size of dashing coming from.
I don't know what happened to your telephone, but we seem to have disconnected. Maybe you should try calling again, all right? So, Mr. Chong, the people of Dominica are inviting you to come again, all right? You're sparked off a lot of good discussion here on the radio, and maybe you never know. I might consider your offer to come to Jamaica and do this. Hello, 249. Hello, talk to me.
Hey, Matt, good afternoon.
How you doing?
Good. Matt,
I'm gonna laugh.
I just heard you read something there about the case that was
Yeah. So what happened to that?
Matt.
You're one of those plaintiffs?
Yes, Matt. It's so freaky that somebody actually walked home yesterday to tell me about the case, saying that they heard my name called by the court and all the ministers.
Okay.
So I said I know nothing about that because he had no idea that the case was in the low court because it is supposed to be tied up in a judicial review at the High Court. And that is since 2015. Now, we have not heard a judgment from the judge. So if it should be tried in the High Court or in the low court. So for it to be calling at the low court, the name's calling for the session at the low court, I find that is
You were not aware?
Not aware, not served, not anything. As a matter of fact, no lawyer, nothing. I don't think the lawyer, nobody knows about that. So it shows how fragmented the whole system is. Because you have it tied up in a judicial review, but you call in the names of the people at the low court to attend for a hearing. I mean, something seems very, very tied up there.
I'm sure your lawyer will tell you just what is going on.
Well, eventually, yes, we have. Well, since we heard that, we putting things together. But I don't know. I really and truly, the system is.
You're confused.
Yeah, very much confused. Matt, let me touch on the Jack's Walk.
Yes.
Project. I don't know if Jack that used to walk there is still alive. He must be chilling in his grave. Matt, that's a place I usually go to for exercise. Time and time. And what I have been noticing there for over the years is there's a lot of because of the mountainous terrain there under the thing there. You have the soil there is always moving.
Right.
And I think to go and put concrete there, I think that would be a no-no. I mean, the lawyer was talking about you cannot jog on concrete and
It's bad for. Somebody sent me a note earlier. What the effect of concrete on there.
On your joint.
Yes.
Yeah, but at the same time, more than that, you cannot change the natural aesthetics of that area. It doesn't make sense. You have to keep it as it is if you want to even use it as a tourist attraction. You go and put concrete there, tourists, no concrete all over the place. That tourist is not fascinated by concrete. So you go and put concrete there, you change the natural aesthetics of the place and you spoil it. I think if they were to, at one time, there were logs of wood that they placed there where you can step up. It was placed inside in the soil. I think if they were to do something like that, it would be more natural. To place logs there in a certain pattern, in a certain sequence.
Okay.
To allow people to climb there. Because that soil movement there and the natural aesthetics there to come put concrete there, I think is a no-no. So I'm in support of the lawyer and the people filing that injunction. Have a good day.
Have a good day, too. We have 8 more minutes, and then we're going to take a break. And then we'll come back, and then what we'll do, we'll just wrap it up.
Dominica, get ready for one of the most celebrated Haitian compa bands, T-Vice. T-Vice. CPAF in collaboration with Typhus and Lido Baron Restaurants and Manet present the T-Vice live in concert on Friday, July 14th at the Strip Lade Coco 8 p.m. If you love T-Vice, you got to get loud, get loud. T-Vice. T-Vice. Also, Tio Cass, Elijah Bino, Dios Copa, Grand Black, DJ Biggest and Madden, Prince Wallix and more. Partners include Digicel, TVS Radio Court, Q95 FM, The Big Station, Deepex, Fine Food Inc. and more. Purchase tickets from Multi Pharmacy Deepex Scholar Lab from now until June 30 at $40. July 1st to July 14th at $50. More at the door. T-Vice live in concert, July 14th at the Strip.
The stage is set for the 6th annual NCCU Cadastre Lipso Show, Portersville, Savannah, November 2nd, 2017. Come see top performances by Cadastre bands and individuals and the Cadastre legend. It will be massive. The 2017 NCCU Cadastre Lipso Show, Portersville, Savannah, November 2nd, 2017. The legacy lives on. Make it a date.
Timun like a chili. Cake and flour for mama. What for father? Because my father is not afraid. My father took care, and I love my father just like my mother. Modi come to our Stephens Human Building Center at Fokoli and the Auto Center at Kinfield from the 13th to 19th of June. Because at our Stephens, we believe fathers are people too. Special Father's Day promotion. Miss at the Human Building Center Fokoli Nipot customer get deposit $200 and over new chance to win at top of the line Makita toolkit and socket set Stanley if you please, and also hampers. And at the Auto Center Kinfield get 15% discount on all genuine Mitsubishi parts and 10% discount off on batteries. Now look at Papa Tire. Get 10% discount okay? Day tire for Papa and 15% discount if you buy 4 tire for Papa. A Stefan for Papa. Right place, right price.
Don't forget, Sunday is Father's Day. Make it special for your father, okay? Hello, talk to me.
Yeah, I hope you're doing something for your Father's Day.
Yes, my father's right here.
Buying a cricket bat and a football for Magic.
He has to buy something for me this time.
No, you don't have to do it.
All right. I have to buy it for my father. Father's Day, my brother. Father's Day.
You're right.
All right.
Matt, let me tell you, Mr. Chong. Jamaicans are always optimistic and Jamaicans are always progressive. Jamaicans are always hardworking.
Okay.
Jamaicans doesn't criticize Jamaica. They will hold their thing to themselves within themselves. You don't see that. You know, I meet Jamaicans in New York. I meet Jamaicans in Texas. They're wonderful set of people.
So they don't bad talk their country.
Nah, they don't do that, man. They might do that indoor.
Okay.
But they don't do that openly. You see, like Americans.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever heard Americans say, "Well, let us invade America from outside and go and invade America from another country"? You do hear Americans talk about that? When they invade, well, let's invade our country, or let's do that, or back talk their country. You don't hear Americans doing that foolishness.
Oh, you think Dominicans do that?
Man, Matt, I mean, Matt, you in the studio, you hearing what's going on. When people call you, hearing what's going on. You hear what's going on. But I think Mr. Chunky, on the right track, Jamaicans are very positive, man. They hard working. Matt, do you know as Dominicans, we don't work hard?
Repeat again?
We as Dominicans, we hardly work it.
You find that, huh?
Matt, we pick
But
up.
if listen, if sometimes we say that about Dominicans, but if you meet a Dominican in another country, he may be the most hardworking person there.
Matt, Dominicans, any elsewhere they touch, you can't touch them. They're Superman.
Okay.
Anyway, they nasty in America. So now they touch the plane, the plane down Canada, they clean. When they're here, they're nasty. That's Dominicans, I'm telling you. It's the same thing anywhere they touch. That's the best workers in tourism anywhere in America. You can't touch them. They'll be promoted fast. They'll excel. But here, man, it's like as though it's a curse. That's that sort of thing Dominicans have here. They like to bad talk their country and crush their country. But let me tell you that Dominica, you see resources. You see ahead of our resources. Dominica, one of the biggest human resource Dominica have it. Smart people, educated people from long time, agricultural sector, football, name it there. But what? We don't use our time to use the education.
But don't you think we have become too partisan, too political?
Too political, well, that's true. Too political as well. We fight each other, blue, red, and we keep on fight back and forth. It doesn't make sense. But Matt, we have Jack Swap thing there. Somebody should have told from the beginning, before the person laid the first piece of concrete step, somebody should have told them, do not do that.
Okay.
But I mean, Matt,
So you don't support the pouring of concrete in the gardens?
Man, I don't support that, man, at all, man. And the person should have common sense to know they should have never thought about that. I don't know who advised who about that. But I mean, that's a place, that's our backyard, gardens and Jack Walk. We go back, you cross, you come back down. That was it. That was the place, Matt, you know what they could have done? What they could have done, if the soil is shifting, they could have dug and put the base right down in concrete.
Okay.
And then put log inside of the base and then cover it with dirt. So in other words, you won't see the concrete. The moving of the soil will be less. The base right down will be concrete and the log inside. You know, coconut log is very lasting long.
Yes.
Coconut, you take coconut about 100 years or 70 years. And when you cut it, you replace that there. And in other words, now, when it rots, you can take it out and replace it.
Right.
So in other words, that would be a better move. But the person that put the concrete there, they don't know nothing about environmental business and natural business. So who give them the advice? They should shut that down, and say, well, they made a mistake and forget about it.
I'm sorry. Okay, thank you very much. And this is where we come to the end of Talk on the Block. I know there are many phone calls coming in. I can't continue. We need to get to the flow hour. Until tomorrow.
Timun like a chili. Cake and flour for mama. What for father? Because my father is not a feeder. My father took care, and I love my father just like my mother. When he come to us.